Oh boy. Soon enough, the weekend arrives. It's time for our date, and time for the summer festival. I've prepared myself. I'm ready to take Mio into a parallel world. And I'm praying that all goes well, and we're able to enjoy the day. Well, we already know how it goes every time.
どうするの？目をつむってたらそれでいいの？
As soon as it reaches its peak, it comes crashing down the same, like not even 10 seconds later. Yep. Don't open them until I say so.
どこへ行くの？
It's a secret.
うーん。
Come on, you agreed to leave everything up to me. Just close your eyes.
わかった。
She closes her eyes. I'll hold your hand.
うん。
I take Mio's hand. Then curl my fingers around hers, despite feelings of awkwardness. Okay, we're going now. Watch your step. We leave the room.
ねえ、どこに行くの？
I told you it's a secret.
なんだか怖いんだけど。
She lets out a tiny giggle. Then, with a tinge of shyness in her voice, she continues.
今日はで、二人で出かけるんじゃなかったの？
Yeah, don't worry. I've put a lot of effort into it. We're not heading out the front entrance today.
出かけるんじゃなくて寮内で過ごすの？今日はみんな寮にいるのよね。
Yeah, I think they are. Nobody seems to have any specific plans for today.
そう。みんなも一緒なんだ。それはいつもと変わらない感じで気を使わなくて済みそうだからいいけど。
Yeah, it'll be fun, I promise.
うん。でも。
I'd rather it just be the two of us, I hear her faintly murmur. Well, don't worry about it. Damn. This isn't good. I'm so giddy right now, it's almost concerning. I guess I'll just pretend I hadn't heard that little comment of hers. We're going up to some stairs, so be careful. Wait, up some stairs? Up to some stairs. Going down the stairs. It'll be nice and slow. I'll go nice and slowly for you.
ちょっと怖いかも。目閉じてないといけない？
Well, I could give you a piggyback ride if you'd prefer that. I'd only meant that teasingly.
うん、お願い。
Damn, she's forward. Huh?
って言ったらそうしてくれたりする？
Yeah?
冗談。大丈夫。ゆっくり降りるから。って
Shit.
話さないでね。冗談。大丈夫。ゆっくり降りるから。って話さないでね。
Ever since that night, the night when I witnessed Camille kissing her teddy bear as practice, she seemed slightly different to me, though maybe that's only my imagination. I want to say that she's been more upfront with herself.
確かに何かが吹っ切れましたって感じはするかもな。
Yeah.
でも私には素直になったというよりも、なんだかミオが少しユーマに甘えているようにも見えるんだけどな。そこのところどう思う？
I don't know how to answer that. It's a bit of an embarrassing question. Almost.
ねえ、ここってもしかして地下室？
I begin to set the hands on the grandfather clock. 2 o'clock 45 minutes. Once done, I take Mio's hand and lead her out of the basement. Alright, you can open your eyes now.
いい？もういいの？
Yep, we've arrived at our destination. She slowly opens her eyes. I've successfully brought Mio to the merchant town. After the summer festival, they're supposedly going to hold a fireworks show as the grand finale. My plan was to bring her here in hopes that we could watch them together after enjoying the festivities. Jesus. Mio. I carefully study the expression on her face. Are you okay? She simply surveys the area in silence, mouth agape. And because of that silence, I begin to fear that I've made the wrong decision. Maybe it was too soon to bring her here. After all. When Mio wandered astray into a parallel world as a child, what did she see there? Maybe, just maybe, what she saw and what she experienced there was something so terrifying, so traumatizing that she hasn't been able to bring herself to speak of it to us since. Well, yeah, but you should know that, how do I say? You should know where she went, right? And if not you, Suzu definitely knows. Or, well, maybe she forgot, you know, maybe she has amnesia too. And perhaps the mental scar it inflicted upon her still hasn't healed to this day. What if that scar was what caused her memory loss? What if that was what led to her forgetting about me? I guess bringing her here really might have been a careless decision on my part. I was planning to reintroduce her to the concept of parallel worlds with this as our starting point. I had to. I thought if I waited until a problem arose before I did anything, I would be too late. Yet now I'm finding myself wishing I'd been more cautious. That's the conclusion I reach as I study the expression on Mio's frozen face next to me. I know that it's pretty crappy of me to start rethinking everything after I've already brought her here in all. But what if my fears are true? What if she is harboring some sort of unspeakable pain deep down in her heart? And what if me bringing her here only dragged up that old wound? Hell, I could even be making it flare up even more. I might never recover from this experience. I study her complexion again, waiting for any sort of words out of her.
ここは
Finally, she murmurs,
ここはもしかして
I don't think I need to go back on that one. She continues in a feeble voice.
多分あの寮の地下室を通ったってことは
She closes her eyes. So, I think you know this already, Mio, but this is one of the many worlds that connects to our dorm through the basement. And they just so happen to be holding a summer festival here today. Summer festivals in our world are fun in their own right. I know, but I figured since this was a special occasion, something even different might be an overall more enjoyable experience.
そうね
And besides, Haku's here. Right? Mio?
確かに学生寮の玄関から外には出てないわね嘘はついてない
She breaks into a faint smile. I'm so... yeah. So relieved. Thank goodness. I wanted to have a good time with her today, but if I'd accidentally end up hurting her instead, then I would have failed before even getting the chance to do anything.
ねえいつまでここに立ってるの
Huh?
行こ
She takes my hand.
う案内してくれるんでしょ
Oh, yeah, of course. Numerous stalls line the street side. We decide to first walk down the busy main street and go from there.
す
Mio sweeps her gaze over the row of stalls in great excitement.
ごい私たちの住んでる世界での夏祭りと同じように見えるけど売ってるものとかが全然違うのね
There is a wide assortment of mysterious trinkets said to house magical powers displayed everywhere we look. Everything from scissors, which can supposedly cut the red string of fate, which ties you with your soulmate. Hang on a minute. Isn't the red string of fate only be meant to be cut by, like, the Sisters of Fate in, Greek mythology? Where'd you get those scissors from, huh? Fucking Kratos over here. We are to dried toad hearts, which apparently grant you tiny bits of luck over a long period of time if you keep it in your hand. Okay, so at least you're not eating it. It must be this world's equivalent, those toys for little kids that vendors in our world often sell, except they're useful. I wonder if these are what kids in this world enjoy playing with. Yeah, dried toad hearts and scissors that cut the string of fate.
本当に面白そうなものばかり売ってるのね
Yeah, they really are.
でも金魚すくいとか綿菓子とかりんご飴とかそういうのはちゃんとあるみたい美味しそう
I bet they are. Shigure told me that the food they sell during these festivals are from a really high quality. Are of a really high quality.
そうなんだ
Anything in particular you want to try?
全部食べたい
Everything?
りんご飴も綿菓子もあとあれもこれも全部食べたいの
Oh, okay. Hopefully I have enough money.
大丈夫お金ちゃん んと自分の持ってきてるから。
That's not gonna work. Well, I'm the guy, so I'd prefer if you let me pay for you.
なにそれ、別にいいじゃない、そういうの。私こだわらないけど。
I know, but I'll still feel bad if I don't.
男が会計しないといけないなんて誰が決めたの、そんなこと。
When you got sent to a parallel world where Earth money doesn't work. A good question.
別に付き合ったり結婚したりしてお財布を同じにしてるわけでも。
She suddenly stops and frowns, as if she only just realized what she said.
ないんだし。
Her voice becomes oddly hushed after that. Mio?
とにかく大丈夫。私のお財布があるの。
I mean, there is the question of whether the man should pay by default, but that isn't the only reason I offered.
何？
She tilts her head to the side. They don't accept our world's currency here.
え？
You can only use the currency of this world, so they're just gonna have to let me do all the pain, whether you like it or not. She purses her lips, looking quite miffed.
わかった。今日のところはそうしてもらう。
They use miffed a lot, don't they? Thanks.
でも後からちゃんと生産してね。寮に戻ったらちゃんと返すから。
You don't have to do that.
とりあえずそういうことにしておいて。
Well, fine, I guess. Well, my childhood friend certainly does take things very seriously. I sigh. I'd better work hard so we can just pull our finances together eventually. Smack. She punched me in the side. What the heck was that for?
知らない。
Seriously? How am I supposed to know? She begins to walk on ahead, leaving me behind. That's very tsundere. I quickly catch up. We've now made our way around the main row of shops, being sure to thoroughly satiate our appetites along the way. There's a lot of noise around us. The number of non-human creatures around us begins to increase exponentially. Strange creatures of all manner of appearance fill the streets. Parents and children, groups of friends, lovers. We see all sorts of creatures in all sorts of relationships. Up until a few minutes ago, Mio hadn't seemed bothered by the bizarrities of this world. But now, with their numbers increasing, like they are, it's hardly any wonder that she's starting to look a bit unsettled. She moves a bit closer to me, her eyes fixated on the ground. You okay?
うん。
She nods, adding a but as her eyes skitter around.
これ心配ない？怖いこととかないの？
We're fine, don't worry. The creatures who live here are all nice and welcoming. Plus, they're used to seeing humans. They won't disturb or bother us in any way. Plus, Shigure and I are fairly well known around these parts. I'm even acquainted with some of the creatures who live here personally. So you don't need to worry. We'll be just fine. Hopefully.
そう。
She grabs hold of my hand, adding another butt. Mio?
やっぱり離れ離れとかになったら怖いから。だから。
お。
で、繋いでる。
Damn.
やっぱり離れ離れとかになったら怖いから。だから。で、繋いでる。やっぱり。
Wait, I meant to exit out. I say nothing but grip her hand back and lead her along as my mind starts to grow fuzzy from the warmth of her fingers. However, when I look over and see the fear in Mio's face, my worries from earlier begin to resurface. Even if she says she's okay, I don't want to keep her in an environment that's clearly making her uncomfortable. There's a possibility that the reason she feels so nervous now all links back to something she experienced upon wandering astray into a parallel world when she was a child. Maybe the excitement that she displayed initially was just an act to mask her inner fears. The thought of that only exacerbates my worries. Maybe I ought to go ahead and take her back. We've already enjoyed ourselves. It would have been nice to stay longer, sure, but I don't want to push her if this is more than she can handle. It's a shame we won't get to see the fireworks, but this is for the best. We should head back to the dorm, and then Mio and I can come up with something else to spend the day doing. Well, to be fair, you're gonna have to do that anyway, considering that, you know, the amount of time spent in the merchant town is a lot, how do I say, longer or shorter than the time spent in the real world, right? You get what I mean. I wouldn't have any problems with that, and I'm sure Mio will understand if I explain things to her. Like by the time they get back, it'll be like afternoon at most, or something like that. Even though it's already nightfall in this world, in our world it would still be around noon. See? Well, I have plenty of time to find something else to do. Just as I'm looking around, just as I'm thinking that, however.
Yuma.
Shinku, what's up?
ユーマはさっき言ってたな。ミオと最初にこの町にやってきた時に、心の中で。
Sorry, what is this about?
もしもあの時、異世界で迷子になったミオが、何か迷子になった先で怖くて辛い思いをしていたとして、それが原因で、あの子は記憶を損傷してしまったんじゃないかって。
Yeah, I was considering it as a possibility. It might also be why Mio looks so frightened right now. Whether it's the main reason or merely a smaller piece of something greater, I can't help but be fixated on that possibility. I could be overthinking things. I could very well be wrong. But even if I am being slightly paranoid, that doesn't mean I can just smile blithely and ignore what's going on with her.
それなら、もしもユーマの考えが正しかったとしたら、私の力をあの子の心に使えばいい。そうすれば、あの子は取り戻すかもしれないぞ。昔ユーマと過ごした時の記憶を。
I thought that that is a possible solution to a memory loss that you could do. She might remember the you from before you met Natsume Suzu, Shinku goes on to say.
そしてユーマは知ることができるかもしれない。迷子になったミオに何があったのかということ。
I could use Shinku's power on Mio. Yeah, that might end up being my only option. For example, if Mio is reliving what she experienced all those years ago right now, then any fun she had had is outweighed by that pain. I chose to take Mio here because I wanted her to become more familiar and comfortable with parallel worlds. And I regret that decision. Maybe I should have taken things more slowly. I could have just exposed her to it in small chunks, explain everything about the parallel worlds to her bit by bit over a long period of time, instead of just dragging her out here and immersing her in this environment immediately. Still, I can't help but think. I'm surprised you're the one bringing this up, Shinku. Normally you're heavily against me using the power on other people.
場合にもよるって話だ。今回は特別。ユーマの大切な幼馴染がピンチだというのなら、私だって何か力になりたいというくらいの気持ちにはなるさ。何はともあれ、特に問題なければそれに越したことはないんだけどな。
I nod, then look over at Mio. Do you want to stay and look around or go on home?
え、もう帰るの？
We can if you want. I've got other ideas for stuff we could do, so I don't mind if you're ready to leave.
せっかくだもの、行きましょう。
Are you sure? Are you really alright?
何が？
Well, I'm not quite sure how to convey my concerns to her.
ユーマは気にしすぎ。
Huh?
ユーマは私が昔あの学生寮の地下室からどこかの世界へ勝手に行って、そして迷子になったことがあるからそれを気にしてるんでしょ。そんな私をここに連れてきて正解だったのかどうかって。違う？
You're not wrong. Also, I've been desperately trying to work out if I'm taking the right approach in all of this.
でもユーマは今日ここにこうして私を連れてきてくれた。あくまでも一番の目的は一緒に夏祭りを楽しもうってことで。
Yeah.
ユーマが私にひどい意地悪を考えるわけがないって信じてる。
What do you...
私がユーマと同じ寮で生活するなら、あの地下室の機能性や 異世界のいろいろ教えておいた方がいいとか、そういったことを考えてくれたんじゃないの？
I hesitate. Part of me doesn't know if I should simply nod and say yes.
とにかく私は大丈夫だから。迷子になったのも私が悪いのだから、あまり気を使わないで。
If anything, it's kind of embarrassing that you still remember that silly little mistake I made as a kid, she goes on to say with an awkward smile.
勝手に人の家を歩き回って、それで怪我をしたからって、その家の持ち主が責められなくちゃいけないのはおかしいでしょ？
The dorm isn't my house, though.
へりくつ言わないの。
Am I really, though?
そういうわけだから、もう少し見て回りたいって思う。やっと慣れてきたところなの。だから今帰るのはちょっとかなりもったいないって思うの。
Okay.
でもね、それとは別に、やっぱりこんなところで一人にされるのは嫌だから、離れないでね。
Fuck. God damn it. Where is it?
でもね、それとは別に、やっぱりこんなところで一人にされるのは嫌だから、離れないでね。
Yeah, I won't. We keep a tight hold on each other's hand. All it would take right now is a tiny bit of concentration, and I'd be able to take a peek inside Mira's mind. Take a peek inside her mind. It certainly is a bit of a negative way to phrase it. But even so, the thought of doing it makes me feel guilty. Accidentally peeping into someone while they're changing, or looking at the address of a letter you found on the street. Somehow this feels like an even worse invasion of privacy than those. So I give my head a tiny shake. Well, since our stomachs are full now, what do you say we try playing one of the games? Like goldfish scooping or something?
そうね。それがいいかも。
I'm not... You saw it, alright. We decided to stay and enjoy the festival together a little longer.
どうしよう。こんなのもらっちゃったけど。
Oh, she tilts her head in puzzlement as she stares at the pair of rings she won as a prize.
結局お金を払わなかったけど大丈夫なの？
Well, the vendor said he wanted you to take them off his hands, so it's probably not a big deal.
そうね。
As I stare blankly at the rings in her hands, I recall how we got them in the first place.
ユーマ、あれ見て。
After we made our decision to continue exploring the festival, we walked down the main street when a certain stall appeared to have caught Mio's attention.
ほら、何か面白そうなのやってる。
What is it? She pointed toward a game stall. The rules seemed to be that you'd use an air rifle loaded with cork bullets to shoot at prizes. If you managed to knock something off, you'd take it home with you. Ah. I nod. That's super ordinary. That's super ordinary.
何よ、普通でいいじゃない。面白そうだって思ったんだから別にいいでしょ。
Oh no, I didn't mean that in the bad way or in a bad sense or anything. It's just that all the other stalls have been pretty wild and bizarre, so it's nice to find something a little more familiar to us. We just come from the goldfish scooping stall, and as Mio had said, we couldn't come to a festival without doing that. Which is all well and good, except the goldfish could speak. Of course, they shrieked and cried, screamed and begged. The shrill noises that emitted were almost ear-splitting. In fact, it was so off-putting that Mio and I left almost immediately. The guy running it offered to let us take one home with us as a consolation prize. We politely declined. The idea of owning a goldfish, which would scream and shriek unintelligible noises every waking moment, was not very appealing. I could hardly bear to imagine what kind of hell that thing would cause if it came back to the dorm with us. It would probably frighten Tsukasa half to death. Anyhow, it certainly looks like the most normal stall we've seen so far. I want to have a go, but this time the corks can speak, and every time you shoot the cork, it screams in immense pain. She nodded. All right. I then stepped up and paid for the two of us to play. Okay, first of all, fuck you, Static. Second of all, another fucking panty shot. Why? Why, game? Bro, they had 2 CGs recently that didn't show her panties. And the only difference between them and this is that this one is a low angle shot. That sounds like fun. Are we adding a prize for winning?
いいや、
What? Why not?
勝負はしたいけど何かをかけるのは嫌。
Yeah, but why? She doesn't want another date.
またおかしな感じのゲームとかやらされたら困るかな。だから絶対に嫌。
Hey, that wasn't a strange game, alright? It was a good game, and you got a little too immersed in it, alright? I promise I won't make you do anything like that again. I smile awkwardly. So, we'll compete to compete, and see who's better. That sound good? Look, at least in the all ages version, right, it'll be like this or something, right? Just hide the panties. If it doesn't show it in the all ages version, like, bruh, it's an easy fix. She nodded. I think I already said that.
負けないから。
See, it could just be like this, right? And there wouldn't be any problems in the all ages version. Shall we say the person who wins the most prizes is the overall winner?
そうね。何か特定の商品を先に落とした方が勝ちっていうのは？
Sure, that sounds good. So, which one are you going to aim for?
そうね。それじゃあ、あれで。
She pointed toward a large stuffed bear.
ちょっと。今、思い出してたでしょ。
No. About what? She glared at me through squinted eyes.
別にいいけど、もう私気にしたりしてないし。
Yeah, it definitely doesn't bother you. That's why you pointed it out. You like stuffed animals a lot, don't you? She pursed her lips in response to that.
悪いの？
Yeah, enough to kiss them. I mean... Huh? Oh, sorry. I wasn't saying that's a bad thing.
大好きだったら悪いの？
Well, maybe not to your extent. I mean... She loves them. Loves them. Right. I see.
子供みたいだって言いたいの？
Now you're just straight putting words into my mouth. According to the person running the stall, if we hit a prize, we would get our money back. We asked him once again to make sure, but he confirmed. It's a festival, he said. The main objective of anyone in my position is making people happy. Well, yeah, maybe that's your prerogative, but you know, in our world, the main objective is to make money by scamming people.
とにかくあれが標的。
Yep, I'm ready.
取ったら部屋に飾るの。
She seems rather excited at the prospect. I don't mean to put a damper on your mood, but it might not be as easy as you think.
難しいって？
What if I get it instead?
くれない気？
Well, I'll think about it. Let's take our shots in turn. What ultimately became our contest to see who could first win the teddy bear was.
どうしてぬいぐるみじゃなくて指輪なの？
No one won. We didn't manage to get the stuffed bear, but we did knock over the ring box next to it in our attempt. Unless they either missed or they're like, this is too hard, just go for an easier prize and saw the ring box there. It's a lot smaller than that bear, yet you still managed to hit it. That's actually pretty impressive in its own right, Mio. Okay, so she couldn't hit the bear. Damn.
別に狙ってたわけじゃないから偶然よ、偶然。
I wish my luck would have gotten me the bear instead, she grumbles under her breath. Well, something's definitely better than nothing. It would have been a bit sad if we came out of our little battle empty-handed, don't you think?
そうだけど。
He removes one of the rings from the box. It's a plain silver ring with no jewels or engravings to speak of.
お店の人、この指輪には何か不思議な力があるってそう言ってたけど。
Hang on a minute. Don't tell me that you use the rings, that whoever wears the other ring, you can use it to communicate with them, no matter where you are or something. Yeah, I remember him saying that now. Whichever two people wear them would be drawn to one another. Okay, that sounds more superstitious than what I actually thought it would be. Not necessarily in a romantic sense, but more a physical one. If you and the person ever become separated for whatever reason, you would always find your way back to each other. In addition, the more genuine and real their relationship was, the stronger the effect. Right. That's apparently the extent of the power that these rings house within them.
どんなに離れ離れでも必ず出会える。そんなのを作れるなんてすごい。 まるで魔法みたい。
Magic? Well, I mean, it's just a prize from some festival stall. I wouldn't believe all the mumbo jumbo that they say about it so readily. Yeah.
そうなの？
I don't know, but the stuff you buy at festivals is usually tacky, superstitious crap, right? Yeah, like the rings.
そうかもね。
I thought it'd be something you'd actually be able to prove, but you know, of course not. If it was easy to prove, then you would easily be able to tell if it was a scam. She then holds out one of them to me. What?
何って何よ。あげる。ユーマが片方持ってて。
Oh. She takes one of the thin chains that came with the box and loops the ring through it, and makes it a necklace, which she then hangs from her neck. You're not gonna wear it on your finger? Well, then people might misunderstand the intention of the rings. You know?
どの指にはめたらいいかわからないから。
Well, you've got 10, so you may as well pick one. And, well, you've got 6, actually, because it might not fit on your pinky or thumb. I don't think it really matters. I cock my head to one side, studying the ring that I put on my left hand's middle finger. Really? Damn. Look, at least it wasn't his ring finger, alright? So I guess now we'll always find our way back to each other, even if we end up separated.
そうね。
I mean, that's what it stated. Mio looks away.
そうなるのかも。
Yeah, though the guy made sure to clarify that our relationship had to be real and genuine for it to work. Yeah, you need to add a bunch of stipulations to it so that instead of thinking of it as a scam, you think that, oh, it's probably because we don't meet the requirements for it. That's always how it is.
純粋なもの。
I gotta say, it's an interesting power. Why don't we do a little test to see how effective they really are?
しない。
Why not? Aren't you at least curious, though? I just want to see how far the area of effect is.
しないったら。もしも離れ離れになって指輪がその力を発揮しなければ、私たちは純粋な関係じゃないって証明されるってこと？
It'll be fine. We're real childhood friends. I can hardly have a more genuine relationship than that. You can hardly have a more genuine relationship than that. She looks away bashfully, saying, "What the heck, that makes no sense."
とにかくこの指輪の力を試すには実際に離れ離れにならなきゃいけないわけでしょ？
Well, yeah, naturally.
嫌よ、そんなのは。だって
Why not?
めんどくさいじゃない。
Seriously?
ほら、次行くわよ。次。
Oh, okay. I'm coming. She takes my hand and we walk off. Still, though, these rings have the power to pull two people back together no matter how far apart they are. and Mio and I are now wearing them. That's definitely not going to come into effect anytime soon. It requires us to be separated somehow. Wearing this ring makes me feel as though we're tempting fate. Us. Alright. We've now perused all the stalls. So all that's left is to wait for the grand finale of the festival, the fireworks. We still have a fair bit of time before they begin. Mew and I were just discussing what we might do in the meantime when a familiar face shows up.
あら、
Yes!
ユーマさん?
I was waiting for Haku to show up, man. Huh? It's been so long. You fucking died, man. I've missed you so much. Upon turning around, I see none other than Haku, the diviner of the merchant town and Ren's mother.
来られていたんですね。
Yeah, I brought a friend with me, and she lived past the festival this time.
お知り合いですか?
Her gaze shifts to Mio, who stands next to me.
そちらの方は?
Yeah, you probably haven't. This is Kisaragi Mio, my childhood friend.
どうも。
She offers a light bow, keeping herself slightly hidden behind me.
幼馴染み。
Haku's face lights up in delight.
それは素敵なことですね。
Forget about Mio, man. I just want more of Haku. What do you mean?
はい、幼馴染みということは、お二人はとても仲がよろしいと、そういうことなんですよね。
Yes, very close. That's not necessarily a given just because we're childhood friends.
違うんですか? お二人は仲が悪いのですか?
No, not really. I guess we're relatively close, yeah.
そうですか。とにかくよろしくお願いいたしますね、如月美桜さん。私はハクと申します。この町で占い師をしておりまして、ユーマさんと管理人さんには日頃からお世話になっております。はい、よろしくお願いいたします。
Haku smiles at Mio, who seems to be slightly cowering due to her nerves.
ところで、こちらのお祭りはいかがですか？ユーマさんたちの世界のものと比べて。
It's not too terribly different. It's been nice and relaxing, and we've been having a good time.
それは良かったです。それはそうと。
She glances left and right, scanning the vicinity.
今日はカナさんはいらっしゃらないんですね。ここのところいつもご一緒のようでしたのに、少し珍しいですね。いつもご一緒？はい、カナさんとユーマさんはとても仲がよろしいようで。
Hey, don't confuse Mio, okay? Haku then proceeds to tell Mio the story of when Kana was captured by the fiend.
ユーマさん、あの件では大変お世話になりました。カナさんにもどうかよろしくお伝えくださいね。
Sure, I'll make sure to tell her. Mio?
私の知らないところでそんなことしてたんだ。
Well, that was more like a one-time case, one-time instance, you know. Huh? No, it's not on purpose or anything.
私は今日まで全然ここに連れてきてくれなかったのに。
Well, I think you already know why why this is the first time he's brought you here.
それなのにあのメイドとはしょっちゅうここに来てたってことなんだ。
Well, you know that's you know that's because I wouldn't really say all the time, you know, only like most of the time, like 90%, not all the time. All right, I went with Tsukasa once to a parallel world. Is, you know,
ふーん。
it's not what you think. All right, I'm doing your route, Mio. It's different. She presses her lips and glares at me. See if look, all right, Kana, she doesn't matter anymore. All right.
それもあの子ととても仲がよろしいって。そうなんだ、仲がいいんだ。
Look, all right, that was only in the common route. Okay, now that it's Mio route, that doesn't matter anymore.
もしかしたら私よりあの子との方が相性いいんじゃないの？
I don't really know. That's not a question I really want to think about at the moment.
それなら占いしてみますか？
Huh? You want to do a divination on us?
私も町の皆様に倣ってお店を出させていただいていたんです。簡単な相性占いをするだけですけど。
If only you were alive to do the divination on Kana and Yuma.
先ほど店じまいをしてしまったのですけど、どうでしょうか？せっかくなのでやられていきませんか？
Let's hope going to the summer festival in the merchant town is a recurring thing in the other routes, so that I can see Haku again. And you already closed?
いえいえ、
Fuck.
大丈夫です。問題ありません。ユーマさんにはいつもお世話になっていますので、これくらいは全然。
Aren't you already closed though? God damn it. She smiles widely.
そういうわけですので、どうします？占っていかれますか？
I throw a quick sidelong glance at Mio. She's definitely curious.
占い。
I can't tell if she's super enthused by the idea or not at all. No, she definitely wants it. Her expression tells me she's still deliberating in her mind. She's like, I really want to know, but I'm scared of if the results are bad, right? Okay, we'll go ahead and do it. I decide to go ahead and accept it, and accept for us.
はい、喜んで。それでは、そうですね。私の家に来ていただいてもいいでしょうか。道具などはもううちの方に片付けてしまっているので。
Sure, that's fine. That's fine by you, isn't it, Mio?
うん。それでいいけど。
She seems somewhat on edge, for good reason. I wonder what the problem is. She doesn't want to know the results. What? Are you nervous or something?
それは。
She casts her gaze down at the ground. Then she lifts her head again, looks at me sternly, and brings her lips to my ears.
こんなこと 占い師の人の前で言うのは失礼かもだけど、
Yeah.
私、占いってちょっと苦手なの。
Oh. I didn't know that.
だって占いの結果が悪かったりしたらとても悲しい気持ちになるの。その結果が気になって眠れなくなっちゃう。占い師の人に言われたみたいに本当に悪い結果になっちゃったらどうしようって。
Ah. That makes sense. I can certainly see how fortune telling can be a bit intimidating for people who tend to worry excessively. Yeah.
大丈夫ですよ。
Huh?
そう警戒なされなくても平気ですよ。
Haku looks at us and smiles reassuringly. Oh, sorry, did you overhear?
聴覚は人並み以上ですので。
With the flick, those white fluffy animal ears atop her head twitch. God, she's so cute. Bad.
占いはそんなに怖いものではありませんよ、ミオさん。基本的にはただの統計学だったりしますし、それにいいことだけしか的中できないんですよ。占いというものは悪いことなんて起きないんです。そうですか。もちろん無理強いなんてできません。お礼のつもりなのにそんなことをしては本末転倒ですものね。
Are you up for it, Mio?
どうしよう。
She closes her eyes pensively, seemingly still struggling to decide one way or another. I get it, though.
え？
Even though Haku says nothing bad will happen, I'd still be kind of bummed out if the results came out and our incompatibility was shockingly low. We didn't have to do it, I suggest to her, but she shakes her head, saying, no, it's fine.
やってみる。
You sure?
うん。
She nods.
別にユーマとの相性が最悪だったとしても、私は別に。
If it was that bad, I think I'd care. Well, there you have it, Haku. It sounds interesting, so if you don't mind, we'd love to have you read our compatibility. Just please have a little bit of mercy on us.
はい、もちろんです。それではご一緒に参りましょうか。
Haku leads us to her house, then begins the reading immediately.
まずはお二人のお名前から相性を割り出してみましょうか。
After saying that, she lays out several fortune-telling tools in front of her. She takes a small piece of calligraphy paper and inscribes our names and dates of birth on them. Then finally, she opens up a thicker ledger and begins to read from it. I hear an audible gulp from Mio as she kneels beside me with her eyes focused on Haku. Mio.
何？
Don't need to be so nervous.
緊張なんかしてないわよ。
Really?
結果出ましたよ。
Already? Oh, that was quick.
はい、慣れていますので。
She then closes the ledger.
これくらいのことならすぐにできます。
I guess you're not a pro for nothing. I'm honestly impressed by your skills.
プロですか？
Oh, it's short for professional.
褒めていただいたんですね。ありがとうございます。
She smiles sweetly.
それで結果の方は？はい、それではお伝えさせていただきますね。よろしくお願いします。
This is strange. Really strange. I'm starting to feel a bit nervous as well. Now,
占わせていただいた結果、お二人の相性は
-12. What the fuck? Mio squeezes her eyes shut tightly. Squeezes her eyes shut tightly. Her fists clenched atop her knees.
素晴らしいですね。
What does that mean?
はい、これ以上ないというくらいに最適の相性でした。
What? No way! I never would have guessed. Mio droops her shoulders, mentally drained. I can almost see the tension escaping her body.
これは社交辞令でお茶を濁しているとかそういったことではありませんよ。本当にお二人の相性は最高なんです。言いたいことが直裁に言い合え、同時にお互いのことをしっかりと思いやれる。そういったことが自然と無意識にできる間柄であると占いではそう出ましたね。
Well, you know, say that to the fucking densest protagonist in all of Arage. In all of Arage history. Huh? Is that right?
何よ、その不満そうな言い方。
No, more like he can't pick up on her feelings unconsciously. No, that's not what I'm saying. A relationship in which we can transmit our feelings to one another unconsciously. If that's true, I feel like she and I aren't exactly on even grounds when it comes to that.
ちょっと変な言い方しないでよ。とにかくお二人のお名前のその画数、そして生年月日、そういったものを掛け合わせてみた結果です。それは間違いない感じですか？
I believe Haku.
はい、あくまでも統計的にはほぼ確実かと。個人個人でやはり微妙に違ってはくるものの、相性を悪くしている要素が見当たらないんです、お二人には。そうなんですか。
Mio's face relaxes a little. Seeing her smile so genuinely fills me with joy as well.
そしてお二人の相性の良さを確実にしているものがありますし、それを失わない限りお二人の間に致命的な問題が起きるようなことは絶対にないと言えるでしょう。それは何なんですか？
the rings. Mio leans forward, seemingly unable to bear the suspense of not knowing.
それは気をつけていないとなくしちゃったりするようなものだったりしますか？
She gently touches the ring dangling from her necklace as she says this. The prize we just won from the stall, those magic otherworldly rings.
いいえ、ついうっかりなくしてしまうようなものではありませんよ。そういう風に形のあるものではないのです。
Oh, okay, it wasn't the ring. The rings.
形のないものということですか？はい。お二人の縁の中に含まれる両極性が影響を及ぼしておりましてと、そういうのを何と言ってお伝えすればいいのか悩みますが、ともかくその一点を備えていなければ、もしかしたらお二人の相性は最高ではなく最悪だったかもしれません。最高ではなくて最悪？はい、そういう意味での両極性です。でも大丈夫です。心配はありませんよ、絶対に。それは何があっても消えてなくなるようなものではありませんから。そうなんですか？
Yes, Haku confirms, nodding to which Mio says, just to clarify again, what does that mean?
私たちの相性を最悪から守ってくれてるものって何ですか？それは幼なじみです。
Ah.
加納上優馬、如月美桜、お二人にとって幼なじみという関係は運命的に非常に大きな影響を及ぼされているようです。
You sure? Because I've seen a lot of anime where the transfer student gets to romance the main character over the childhood friend, okay?
幼なじみが運命的にですか？はい、そうです。お二人の魂にとって幼なじみとして出会ったこと、その事実が最高の相性には必然であったようですね。
That very moment.
幼なじみとして出会ったことが。
Mio's expression darkens. Mio? Subtle change in facial expression doesn't slip by me.
それはどういうことですか？お二人の出会い方の問題ですね。友人としてではなく、家族としてでもなく、幼い頃に幼なじみとして出会ったこと、それが最高と最悪を分ける境界線だったと、そういうことですね。最高と最悪を。そうです。まさに運命に導かれるように幼なじみとして出会ったお二人の相性はそこで最高に確定されました。それも永遠に。
Yeah, but here's the thing though. I don't think that this is the same Mio as when they were as the first time they met. Or as in the first time Yuma remembered them meeting, I should say.
幼なじみ、その関係性はいつまで経っても変わらないものですよね。ましてやなくしてしまうようなものでも決してない。
Yeah, thank God they're childhood friends. Right, Mio? There's no issues there, right?
どんなに喧嘩をしても大嫌いだと罵り合ったとしても、それで幼なじみである事実が変わったりするわけではありません。
Look, I'm sure it's fine, alright? Technically, the Mio that came out of the parallel world is still technically a childhood friend because they were children when they became friends.
だから大丈夫です。お二人にはどんな問題もありえませんよ。
Haku smiles sweetly as she concludes her explanation. However, Mio still appears distraught. It's such a subtle hint in her expression that I doubt Haku has picked up on it, but I see it all too clearly. As someone who's grown up alongside her, I can tell these things, but you can't tell if she likes you or hates you. You can't tell the difference in that, but you can tell the subtle facial expressions. You can tell the subtle changes in her facial expressions. Pick a side, Yuma. Can you read her or can you not?
それでは次はお一人ずつ占わせていただいてもよろしいですか？
I'm sure Look, all I'm gonna say is I don't think Mio wants that. Huh? Our individual fortunes.
お互いの人となりをもう少し深く踏み込んで占えば、さらに細かくいろいろとお伝えすることができるかもしれません。
You'd be willing to do more detailed readings for us?
せっかくですので、お時間の方は大丈夫ですか？
I appreciate it. I think we're okay on time. We still have a short while until the fireworks are scheduled to start. Even so, I can't help but worry about Mio and the way she's acting.
見てもらったら？
Mio?
せっかくだもの。もしかしたら他に何か個人個人で気をつけておかなければならない何かを教えてもらえるかもしれないし。
That is true. But still, are you sure you're okay with that, Mio?
何か？
Well, I mean, that last reading seemed to have an effect on you. You looked upset by it.
ハクさん、見てもらってもいいですか？はい、それはもちろん大丈夫ですよ。それならまずはユーマから見てもらって。私外に出てるから。
Huh? Wait, She leaves without even giving me a chance to finish my sentence.
それではミオさんを待たせてはいけないので手早く済ませましょうか。
Haku continues with her reading. Interesting. So I guess Mio and I are pretty compatible. I murmur that to myself as I step out of Haku's house.
悪くはないどころか相性最高だって言われたじゃないか。
Yeah. Truthfully though, I can't help but think that Haku might have sugarcoated it a little bit to encourage us. I recall what she'd said to me during my private individual reading. It all just seemed a little too over the top and embarrassing for me to completely take at face value. Even so, strange as it is, I did kind of enjoy it. Having a divination done. And having the diviner tell you that your future was looking bright, it honestly felt pretty nice. I felt easily led to take it as truth. It lifted my spirits and motivated me to live tomorrow to the fullest. I certainly have a deeper respect for the work diviners do now. As those warm thoughts float around in my head, I step into the outside air. Now it's Mio's turn. Yeah, but where's Mio gonna be? Something seemed to be bothering her earlier. I wonder if she's feeling better now. Huh? However, Mio was nowhere to be seen. Did she wander off somewhere? She said she'd be waiting outside, but that didn't necessarily mean she'd stay right outside the doorway.
幼馴染として出会ったことで、お二人の相性は最高に。
That was the moment when Mio's facial expression changed. I can't help but wonder. Maybe those feelings of melancholy didn't go away, and she wandered off somewhere. I didn't bring my phone with me. Not that it'd likely be able to function in this world to begin with. That, plus Mio doesn't own a phone. I remember her saying a long time ago that the whole contract business was too much of a hassle for her, so she gave up on the idea of having one. It was an odd thing for a kid of our generation to say, to be quite honest. And come to think of it, she didn't care much for it, or much for the internet or email either. Anyhow, back to the situation at hand. Currently, I have no way of contacting her and confirming her whereabouts. What should I do? Don't worry, you've got the ring, right? He's lost in a parallel world. That thought suddenly springs to my mind. Still, the situation isn't entirely the same. She's not a child anymore. Plus, none of the creatures who reside in this world harbor any sort of ill will toward humans. So there's no need to panic. I don't need to blow this up into a bigger deal than it is, however. You alright, game? I'm pressing enter, you're not moving to the different... Holy shit. I still can't help but worry slightly. That somber look on her face still lingers in my mind. She'll be fine. I just have to believe. I tightly clenched the ring that Mio gave me before we came to Haku's house. No matter how far apart we are, these rings will draw us back together, supposedly.
Yuma-san, どうかなさいましたか?
Haku comes peeking outside. Mio's gone off somewhere.
ミオさんが?
I'm going to go look for her. I run off toward the downtown area. I can't find her anywhere. Damn it, Mio, where are you? It's been roughly an hour since I left Haku's house and began my search. I've been rushing around here and there and everywhere, again and again, but to no avail. She's lost in a parallel world again. That particular detail clings stubbornly to my mind. Man, I messed up. Why did I think it was a good idea to leave her alone? At this point, it's hard not to feel worried. My anxiety is mixed with a prickling fretfulness. What started out as a tiny little worry has now ballooned into something too big to ignore. This town isn't even that large, but so why can't I seem to find her anywhere? I heave a sigh. You want to think about using that special power of yours now? I take out the silver ring and speak to it. Or are you nothing but a tacky piece of junk? Telling myself that it was silly of me to place my trust in it, I continue to walk on. It won't be long now until the fireworks begin. When they do, all the festival goers likely crowd together, making it near impossible to will likely crowd together, making it near impossible to find Mio. What's worse, Mio doesn't know how to return to our world from this one. I can't bet on her being back at the dorm. She has to still be somewhere here in this world. I just need to keep searching until I eventually find her. I spend a good while scouring the downtown area once more. Gradually, the streets begin to become more and more densely crowded.
祭りの終わりも近いみたいだな。そろそろ花火が打ち上げられる時間みたいだ。この大通りからが一番花火を見るのに適してるんだと通り過ぎた誰かが言っていた。
So it's gonna get even more crowded than it is right now. My sense of urgency grows exponentially as I realize my time is running thin.
おい、ユーマ。
Shinku suddenly tugs at my sleeve.
あの後ろ姿は、もしかして。
Huh? I turn and look off where she's pointing. Thereupon... Oh, thank God. I find the very girl I'd been searching for, blending in amongst the throng of people. I am instantly filled with relief. Where were you, Mio? I've been looking all over for you. I trot over, calling out to her from behind. However, she doesn't turn around. Mio, what's wrong?
別に。
She speaks softly, still keeping her back to me.
ちょっと考え事してたの。ただそれだけ。
About what?
ユーマには関係ないこと？
What do you mean? Why are you being so snippy? Doesn't reply, nor does she turn around. Why is she acting like this? We were having such a great time earlier. So what caused this stark, abrupt change in attitude? I don't get it. Or maybe I was the only one who was having fun. She was merely feigning it. Mio, can I say something? If I did something to upset you, then I'm sorry. I really am. So please just cheer up.
違う。
Huh?
悪いのはユーマじゃない。悪いのは。
She speaks in a hushed tone. Then she finally turns around and looks at me as she finishes.
悪いのは私。
Mio? Now that she's facing me, I can clearly see the look of resignation on her face.
ユーマ。
Yeah?
どうしよう。私たちの相性最悪だって。
What do you mean? That's not what she told us. Our compatibility is good. In fact, it's near perfect. Don't you remember her telling us that?
そうね。最高で最悪だって。
Yeah. But as long as we're childhood friends, then it's fixed at the highest possible level. There's nothing that can shake our compatibility.
違うよユーマ。私たちが最高を得るには 出会い方が問題になるのよ。
What do you mean, how?
幼なじみとして出会ったということが大切だと、そうハクさんは言ったのよ。私たちが最悪から逃れられるにはそれが必要だって。
Yeah, and that's the point I'm trying to make. Are you trying to say there's some sort of issue in the way we met? Don't you remember, Mio? You yourself declared to me that we'd be childhood friends when we grew up, so...
ごめん。ユーマが何を言ってるのか私にはわからない。覚えてない。知らないのよ、そんなのは。知っているけど知らないの。だって私はユーマにとって。
She presses her lips together, swallowing the rest of her words. Mio, please explain this to me in a way I can understand. What exactly are you trying to tell me? What are you trying to say?
ごめん。
About what? Why is she apologizing? What did she do to me? I fail to understand any of this.
ごめんなさい。私はね、ユーマに嘘ついてるの。
Okay.
嘘も嘘つきも嫌いだなんていつも言ってる私なのに、そんなのは大嘘。違う。嘘も嘘つきもどちらも正しく大嫌いだから。私が嫌いなの。
The gleam in her eyes begins to fade as she continually stares at me. All I can see within that gaze is a desperate plea for help. From what? I don't know. Perhaps she herself doesn't even know. Please, I beg of you, save us from this place. Those words begin to echo in my head again and again and again, ad infinitum, almost as if they're streaming into my head from some distant dream world.
私はユーマとこれ以上仲良くなれない。あの占いの結果はそういうことなんだと思う。
What results are you talking about?
ねえユーマ、私これからどうしたらいいの？この世界で私が頼れるのはユーマしかいなかったのに、それなのに。多分どうしようもない私への罰なんだよね、これは。だから私は幸せになる権利なんてないんだ。
Wait, slow down. You're only confusing me more. Please, Mio, explain this to me in words that I can understand. I feel so anxious. Each self-deprecating word that comes out of her mouth seems to ebb away at her, like relentless waves from the sea gradually eroding a sandcastle down to nothing. If I take her hand, though, maybe she won't be whittled away by her depression. Still...
違う。私は違うの。
It's almost as though she's erected an invisible barrier that keeps me from reaching her. I can't approach her without causing her pain. I can't tell her that everything will be alright, because she's already convinced herself otherwise.
私は偽物なんだよ、ユーマ。
Bad choice of words. What? She's an imposter? What is that supposed to mean, Mio? How are you an imposter? You're Mio. You're my childhood friend, Kisaragi Mio. Or what? Are you telling me that you're someone else?
違うの。そうじゃなくて。
She shakes her head frantically, her long hair swaying.
私はユーマの本物の幼馴染なんかじゃないの。ほら、この指輪だって私の居場所をユーマに伝えてくれなかった。それをもしもこの指輪が不
Fuck.
思議な力で、ほら、この指輪だって私の居場所をユーマに伝えてくれなかった。それを試してみたの。もしもこの指輪が不思議な力で私とユーマを引き合わせてくれたなら、まだ私は大丈夫かもしれないって思った。でもそうはならなかった。この指輪はユーマを連れてきてくれなかった。それは私が偽物だから。そうだよね、きっと。
But I did find you just now. How can you say that wasn't because of the ring's power?
ごめん、ごめんね、ごめんなさい。
She only continues to shake her head.
本物じゃない私はユーマとの関係も最悪で、そしてお父さんとお母さんにとっても最悪の娘で、もう本当に救いようがない。ここのところユーマと一緒で楽しいことが多かったから、だから安心してた。もしかしたら私でも大丈夫なんじゃないかって、そんな風に思ってた。もしかしたらって期待しちゃってた。だって今日がとても楽しかったから。だから私夢見てたのかもしれない。このままユーマと楽しいだけの毎日を一緒に過ごせるかもしれないって。でもやっぱりダメなんだ。占いも指輪も私じゃダメだってそう言ってる。私が大嫌い。どこかに消えてなくなってしまえばいいのに。帰りたい。私お父さんとお母さんに会いたいよ。
She buries her face in her hands.
ユーマとの関係が最悪なら私はあの場所ではずっと一人だよ。
She's crying. Mio is crying. Something I can't see is eating at her, causing her to sob so despairingly. Mio, I refuse to accept this.
ユーマ、
I instinctively reach out and take her hand. I won't let you suffer all alone. Why is Mio crying? I can't even begin to fathom why. This all came out of nowhere. We aren't childhood friends. She's an imposter. Which is why the rings had no effect. Supposedly, she did this to test them. And as she suspected, nothing happened. The reality of it all caused her to break down mentally. I understand that much. At least, I think so. The one thing that eludes me, though, is what's causing her to sob so uncontrollably. Why? Why is she saying that she hates herself? And why is she blaming herself so much for being an imposter, whatever that means? No matter how hard I rack my brains, I'll never be able to unravel the mystery. However, I have another way. Shinku, may I? I turn to the sorceress who dwells within me and ask her for her permission.
仕方ない。いいだろう。準備はいいか?
I nod. Then, I take the hand of the girl sobbing in front of me. Mio. I'm going to alleviate some of your pain. Is that okay? The fireworks begin. At the same time as their booms ring throughout. The smell of disinfectant pervades through the air, carried by the summer breeze. And the next moment, What? I discover the source of her sorrow.